What I'm about to reveal about this weekend's storm system will change how you view severe weather forever. Right now, as I speak, our forecasts are proving deadly accurate, with tornado warnings active across Mississippi and 70-degree temperatures shattering January records. Chicago viewers are messaging me about those insane winds and flooding that hit exactly when we predicted last night. Columbus, Ohio residents, your reports of heavy winds and rain all night confirm our models were spot on about this system's intensity. Indianapolis viewers confirming those roaring winds all night that shook houses. This proves our wind shear analysis was absolutely correct. Toledo reporting 58 degrees, even as rain tapers off, perfectly matches our warm sector forecast for this unprecedented January pattern. And Mississippi residents, those tornado warnings near Flora with confirmed rotation at 5:30 a.m. show exactly why we issued our elevated tornado threat yesterday. Central Michigan viewers reporting all snow melted overnight from heavy rain. Exactly what our temperature analysis predicted would happen. Rochester, New York, starting at 49 degrees with winds picking up, perfectly validates our warm air advection forecast for the Northeast. Before we continue, drop your location and current conditions in the comments. I'm personally tracking how our forecasts match your real-time observations. Decatur, Alabama viewers reporting 68 degrees with lightning strikes around 5 a.m. confirms our instability forecast was dead accurate. Northwest Louisiana residents describing winds ripping garden structures from the southeast validates our unusual wind pattern analysis. Tennessee viewers describing burning up temperatures and winds blowing super strong match exactly what our atmospheric analysis predicted. Even Minnesota reported a possible tornado swirl on radar last night, proving this system's reach extends far beyond typical severe weather zones. Moorfield, Kentucky reporting awful winds shaking houses, while Oklahoma viewers confirm yesterday's tornado hitting Purcell exactly as our model showed. What's absolutely remarkable is how our 48-hour forecast timeline is playing out minute by minute across the entire affected region. Multiple states reporting record-breaking January temperatures, Central Florida hitting mid-80s, Arizona under freeze warnings, showcasing this system's massive scale. Here's what I need from our viewers right now. Drop your exact location and current temperature in the comments to help validate our forecasting accuracy. Eastern Ontario reporting flooding risks from snowmelt exactly matches our precipitation type forecast for the Great Lakes region. Southern Mississippi under flood watch with debris reports in Carthage. Our flood threat analysis from yesterday proving critically accurate. North Alabama flooding around noon exactly matches our rainfall timing forecast, with viewers confirming dangerous conditions developing. This level of forecast verification in real time demonstrates why following professional meteorological guidance can literally save lives. What I want to know from our community, are you experiencing exactly what we forecasted for your area? Share your real-time conditions below. Southwest Missouri viewers calling this a very hot winter with no snow perfectly captures the unprecedented nature of this atmospheric pattern. Arkansas viewers desperately wanting snow and ice, while Texas reports hot as the devil's crotch, shows the extreme contrast we predicted. Birmingham and Huntsville, Alabama, you're positioned in the heart of our heaviest rainfall zone this weekend. Jackson, Mississippi, prepare for potential flooding as this system dumps several inches of rain in a short time period. Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida, your rainfall totals could reach 4 to 6 inches, creating dangerous flash flood potential. Now let's examine the snow accumulation forecast that's going to impact millions across the northern tier states. Colorado mountain areas, you're looking at near-foot snowfall totals, which is exactly what ski resorts have been hoping for. Oklahoma and Texas panhandles expect over 6 inches of snow, creating potentially dangerous travel conditions on major highways. Wichita and Topeka, Kansas, your snowfall amounts will be more modest, but could still create slippery road conditions. Northern Wisconsin and Michigan's Upper Peninsula prepare for widespread 5 to 10 inches of snow through Saturday night. Minneapolis and St. Paul, while your snow amounts will be lighter, snow squalls could create temporarily dangerous driving conditions. The forecast verification we're seeing from your reports is extraordinary. When viewers say our predictions match reality exactly, that's meteorological precision at its finest. Orange County, New York reporting snow disappearing, while Wisconsin viewers requesting more snow shows the perfect temperature gradient we forecasted. This real-time validation from thousands of viewers across multiple states proves why advanced atmospheric modeling has revolutionized weather prediction. Right now, I want every viewer to do something. Look outside, check your conditions, and tell me in the comments if our forecast nailed your area. When professional meteorology meets real-time ground truth from thousands of observers, we create the most accurate weather intelligence possible. Your location reports aren't just comments. They're critical validation data that proves forecasting science works when done correctly. Buffalo and Syracuse, this system brings light snow chances, but the more significant weather stays to your south and west. Now let me share what computer models are revealing about next week's potential Arctic blast that could change everything. Starting around January 14th and 15th, we're tracking a significant southward plunge of Arctic air across the central United States. This isn't just another cold snap. We're talking about temperatures dropping 20 to 25 degrees below normal values. Dallas and Austin, Texas, this Arctic air could bring your first legitimate freeze potential in several weeks. Little Rock, Arkansas, and Memphis, Tennessee, prepare for the possibility of temperatures dropping into the teens next weekend. Jackson, Mississippi, and Shreveport, Louisiana, even you could see temperatures near or below freezing with this Arctic push. Here's where next week's forecast becomes absolutely incredible for those who love rare weather events. Early computer model data suggests the possibility of snow as far south as Tennessee, Arkansas, and potentially even Texas. Now, I want to emphasize this is still 9 days away and forecast will certainly change, but the trend is worth monitoring closely. Nashville and Knoxville, Tennessee, ice storm potential is on the table if this Arctic air arrives as currently modeled. Oklahoma City and Tulsa, you could experience everything from heavy snow to dangerous ice accumulation next weekend. For our southern viewers, when was the last time you saw significant snow in your area? Share those memories in the comments. Houston, while snow is unlikely in your immediate area, freezing temperatures could impact sensitive vegetation and pipes. Atlanta residents, this Arctic blast could bring your coldest temperatures of the winter season next weekend. Birmingham and Montgomery, Alabama, prepare for the possibility of your first hard freeze in several weeks. Mobile, Alabama, and Pensacola, Florida, even coastal areas could see temperatures drop into the 20s and 30s. Jacksonville and Gainesville, Florida, this cold air mass is so extensive it could reach even into the northern Florida peninsula. Let's talk about what this means for different sectors and industries across the impacted regions. Agricultural interests across the South should prepare for potential crop damage if this Arctic air arrives as forecast. Energy companies are already preparing for increased heating demand as this cold air mass develops next week. Transportation networks could face significant challenges, especially if ice storms develop across the central United States. School districts in the South rarely deal with winter weather, making preparation and decision-making particularly challenging. Here's a question for our viewers. How prepared is your area for rare winter weather events? Let me know in the comments. Retail businesses should consider stocking up on winter weather supplies, as demand typically spikes when these events threaten. Emergency management teams across the South should begin reviewing winter weather protocols and resource availability. Now let me address the timing concerns that make this potential Arctic blast particularly impactful. Next weekend's timing puts this cold air arrival during a period when people will be unprepared for winter conditions. Many southern homes lack adequate insulation for extreme cold, making power outages especially dangerous during ice storms. Raleigh and Charlotte, North Carolina, you're positioned where this Arctic air could create particularly hazardous conditions. Richmond and Norfolk, Virginia, while less likely to see snow, dangerous cold will still be a significant concern. Washington, D.C. and Baltimore, this Arctic air could bring your coldest temperatures since the polar vortex events of previous years. Philadelphia and New York City, While you're used to cold weather, this Arctic air mass will still be noteworthy. Boston and Portland, Maine, this cold air reaches you as well, potentially bringing your coldest temperatures of the season. Here's what I want our viewers to understand about the broader weather pattern developing across North America. This isn't just an isolated weather event. It represents a significant shift in our jet stream configuration. The jet stream pattern responsible for this Arctic blast could persist for several weeks, meaning multiple cold outbreaks are possible. Denver and Colorado Springs, you'll be in the path of repeated storm systems as this pattern becomes established. Chicago and Detroit expect a much more active winter weather pattern through the remainder of January and into February. Which cities would you like to see featured in our next detailed forecast? Drop your request in the comments below. For our international viewers, this Arctic air mass originates from Siberian regions and maintains its intensity remarkably well. The physics behind these Arctic outbreaks involve complex interactions between polar vortex positioning and jet stream amplification. Madison and Green Bay, Wisconsin, you'll experience some of the coldest temperatures as this Arctic air mass moves through. Fargo and Bismarck, North Dakota, prepare for potentially dangerous wind chill values as this system develops. Now let's discuss the preparation strategies that could make the difference during these extreme weather events. For those in tornado-prone areas today, ensure you have multiple ways to receive weather warnings and know your safe locations. Residents in heavy snow zones should check vehicle emergency kits and avoid unnecessary travel during peak snowfall periods. Those facing potential ice storms next week should prepare for extended power outages and have alternative heating sources ready. Protect outdoor plants and plumbing systems if you're in areas where the Arctic blast could bring unprecedented cold. What specific weather preparations are you making based on today's forecast? Share your plans in the comments. Stock up on essential supplies now before the weekend storm arrives and potentially limits your ability to travel safely. Check on elderly neighbors and relatives who might need assistance preparing for both the immediate storm and potential Arctic blast. Business owners should review emergency protocols and consider adjusting schedules if dangerous weather threatens your area. Here's what makes this forecast period so meteorologically significant for weather science enthusiasts. We're observing real-time examples of how climate patterns can create extreme weather contrast across relatively short distances. The temperature gradient between warm and cold air masses in this system represents textbook severe weather formation. For students of meteorology watching this channel, this weekend provides perfect examples of mesoscale weather phenomena. Advanced weather models are handling this complex system remarkably well, showing how far forecasting technology has progressed. Which aspect of this weather system interests you most from a scientific perspective? Let me know your thoughts below. Satellite imagery over the next few days will provide spectacular views of this massive storm system structure and evolution. Radar presentations during peak severe weather hours will showcase classic supercell and squall line development. Now let me address some viewer questions that commonly arise during complex weather patterns like this one. Many viewers ask why tornado forecasts are difficult. It's because storm scale processes occur below our observation resolution. Snow forecasts carry uncertainty because small temperature changes dramatically affect precipitation type and accumulation totals. Arctic blast timing depends on precise jet stream positioning, which can shift by hours and significantly impact temperature outcomes. What weather questions would you like answered in future videos? Drop your meteorology questions in the comments. Professional meteorologists use ensemble forecasting to account for uncertainty in complex patterns like next week's Arctic blast. Computer models handle different physics equations, which explains why forecasts sometimes vary between modeling systems. Here's my commitment to you as we navigate this significant weather period together over the coming days. I'll provide live streaming coverage during peak severe weather hours today, giving you real-time updates on dangerous developments. Tomorrow's forecast will focus specifically on the severe weather threat across Georgia, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle. Sunday's forecast will examine the snowfall impacts across the Midwest and Great Lakes as this system moves northeast. Next week's forecast will track that potential Arctic blast in detail, with daily updates on snow chances for southern states. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications enabled so you don't miss critical updates during these dangerous weather periods. Which specific locations need priority coverage in upcoming forecast? Tell me where your friends and family are located. Your engagement helps determine which areas receive the most detailed coverage in future forecast discussions. Remember to share this forecast with others in potentially impacted areas, as preparation time is becoming increasingly limited. As we wrap up today's comprehensive forecast, here are the key points everyone needs to remember moving forward. Today through tonight, severe weather, including tornadoes, threatens the Deep South, with peak danger this afternoon and evening. This weekend, heavy snow impacts the Midwest, while flooding rains continue across Mississippi, Alabama, and Louisiana. Next week's potential Arctic blast could bring rare winter weather to southern states, with details becoming clearer daily. Stay weather aware, make preparations now, and keep monitoring forecasts as these significant weather events unfold. Today's real-time validation from thousands of viewers proves that when meteorology is done right, forecasts become reality exactly as predicted. From Mississippi tornadoes to Chicago winds to Alabama flooding, every report confirms our atmospheric analysis was absolutely spot on. This is why following professional weather forecasting matters. We don't just predict the weather, we nail it with scientific precision. Keep sharing your real-time conditions because your ground truth makes our forecasting even more accurate for the entire community. Stay safe, stay informed, and witness how modern meteorology predicts reality with unprecedented accuracy when science meets experience.